Welcome everyone. This time we're doing a jump board interval workout for beginners. So this is a perfect workout because we're going to do a little jumping segment and then a non-jumping segment and then back to a jumping segment. It's a really great way to start to increase your strength. Jump board is a great way to increase your metabolism. So let's get right into it. I'm actually going to begin with a non-jumping segment to get my legs warmed up, and I'm using 3 heavy springs. Or just 3 springs if you don't have heavy and light. And then I'm going to come down onto the carriage here. I have my straps out of the way so they're not going to get caught up when I start jumping. And then I put my feet closer to the top, find a neutral alignment. I'm going to breathe in through the nose, and as I exhale, I'm going to press the carriage away. And as I inhale, I'm going to come in, and the goal is to keep the legs parallel. So keep the knees tracking over the center of the feet. So right over the center of the feet, not flaring out or caving in. And then your breath. You're going to exhale as you press out and inhale to return. I'm keeping my whole foot on the board here. So, it could limit your range from what you're normally able to do because I want to increase that mobility in the ankle joint. So I'm really thinking about keeping those heels down as much as I can just to help warm up the muscles and the feet and ankles and the joint itself. And then I'm going to do what we call the train. So I'm going to start in, I press out. Once I press out, I'm going to lift my heels. Then I'm going to bend my knees to come in with my heels lifted and then push back out again. Lift the heels, come in, push the heels down as you press out. So lift, bend the knees, heels press down as you go out. Now as you start to get more mobile, you can lower the feet down a little bit, and we'll do that same thing, pushing down, lift, pushing through the heel to go out. Now reverse it. So I keep the heel down as long as I can coming in. When I have to, I lift it up and press back out. Keep it down. Again, this really not only increases the mobility of the ankle and the foot, it really starts to warm those little muscles up as well. And one more time, just keep the breath flowing here. And back. Now, I'm going to come in, and I'm actually going to do that same thing with single leg. So I'm going to go down and spring by 1. So 2 springs on here. And I'm going to start with 1 foot on, the other leg tabletop, and I'm just going to keep it right in line with my sit bone here and press in and out. And now it's great to do the single leg work because you can really work on strengthening and making sure you've got good alignment in that leg that you're working on. So here, really focus on that knee tracking over the center, and then the train. So I'm going to lift up, press out, lower down, come in. Lift up, press out, lower down, come in. One more. Lift up, press out, lower down, come in. Now keep it down and press out, lift it up, and come back in. So just do the opposite. And up, and in one more time. And up, and in. Now, try to make sure that your foot starts at the same level on the other side, and let's start with pressing out and coming back in. And again, exhale, keep the breath flowing. And now we do the train. Lift up and come in, push down. Lift up and come in, push down. One more time. Now reverse it. Keep the heel up and come back through. And up and come back through. Ooh, can feel those calves and come all the way back in. All right, now we're ready for our first jumping segment. So I'm going to go to 1 heavy and 1 light spring. Again, adjust your springs accordingly. Now I'm going to come down and I'm going to just start with my feet hip distance apart. So remember we did our basic press out and in here. I'm actually going to turn that into a jump. My goal is to maintain this neutral alignment. So really holding the pelvis steady, not allowing the lower back to sink or lift. And I'm pushing through the heel. Then when I land toe ball heel. And the goal is to avoid crashing into that jump board. So you really want to bend into it and then press back out. That's it. It's like a spring. You're going to recoil and then push right back out. And just mobilize that foot and ankle. So work through the foot and ankle. Think heel, ball, toe on the way out. Toe, ball, heel on the landing. And let's go into a jumping jack. So land with the feet apart. Land with the feet together. As you get more comfortable, try to make the jump a little bigger. You should be feeling this. This should be enough spring so you really feel the quads working here. maybe the calves as well. And again, one more time. And now let's go into our single. So we're gonna land with one foot, but we're gonna jog. We're gonna alternate each time, landing with the other foot. Jump out and land. So get that stretch and then land. If you exhale as you land, helps you engage the abs, and that'll help you make sure that the pelvis doesn't move. And again. Now one more set. And basic. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come on in. All right, now from here, we're just going to change our spring. So I'm going to go too heavy again. And you're going to grab your straps. Sorry, Bam Bam, I got to get that your way. And we're going to put those on your feet here. So come on down. And push the carriage out. Straps go onto your feet. And you're going to start with a simple bend and stretch. So find your neutral again that we talked about in footwork, and then press out and come back in. Exhale to press, inhale to return. You want to make sure that as you're bending and stretching, you're not letting that pelvis tip back. So you're controlling it. And back in. 2 more. Exhale. 1 more. And we can slow this down a little bit. Don't go as fast as you do when you're jumping. And here, as you lift the legs, you're sinking the tailbone, so you're not sinking through the lower back. And you're getting that really nice stretch. Using the straps during jumping segments or between jumping segments is a great thing because your muscles are nice and warm. It's a really good time to increase your mobility. Let's do some leg circles here. So up, circle around and down. And just 2 more. Inhale up, exhale around, and 1 more. And around. All right, come on back in, and let's go to another jumping segment here. So come on off. Make sure you put your straps out of the way. I just don't want to smack Bam Bam. Sorry, Bam Bam. He's a little jumpy about that stuff. Then we're going to go to 1 light spring. See ya. He's over it. Or just 1 spring. But 1 light spring is great. And we're going to work our abs here really good with this jumping segment. So hands behind your head and flex up, legs together, jump out easy, and come back in. Notice it doesn't take nearly as much of a jump to move away from that jump board. You're going to exhale here and come back in. Your goal is to keep the pelvis either in that neutral position that we were working on before, or you can have a slight tip back in the pelvis, and that will help you with the ab work here. And notice my legs will just float up slightly as I jump. I'm not trying to lift them way up, but that little extra lift there will help with the abs. Now go into your jumping jack. You'll land with your feet apart and then land with your legs together. Exhale out, land soft and come in. Now don't speed it up. Keep this slow. That gives you actually more ab work. Should be able to see your elbows in your side vision. And now we'll go into single leg here. So we're going to jump and land. And then switch. And you're going to switch again. And again. And 1 more set. Exhale, land. And switch. And now just land with both. And easy does it. Bring it back in. Now from here, come on up. And we're going to add, I'm going to go to 1 heavy, 1 light. And you're going to grab those straps again. We're going to do a non-jumping segment here. And what I'm going to do is just have a seat on the carriage, and you can fold your legs or straighten them out. I'm going to cross the ropes, and I'm going to pull and lift, and then come forward again. Pull back and lift, and by lift I mean extend the spine, lift the sternum up. And that's going to give you a little bit of extension. We did that flexion in the slow motion jump. So we're just mobilizing the spine the other way. It wouldn't be Pilates if we didn't move in all directions. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale forward. 1 more. Gives you really good work through those back muscles. And then come back in. Make sure you put those straps off to the side so they don't get caught up on you. And we're going to keep that 1 heavy and 1 light. And we're going to come back down onto the carriage here and go into a basic jump. So from here, I'm going to start. So we've got that, I call them agility jumps. We've got enough spring on that we feel the work. You're gonna jump, land with control. Jump out, land with control. Let's do that again. And land. And exhale as you land. And again. Jump. And again. Now, I want you to jump with your feet together. Make that a soft landing. Make sure you're mobilizing the foot and ankle. You're pushing through your heel as you take off. And then toe ball heel to land. And we're gonna go from side to side. So your legs are gonna go together. You're gonna jump from one side to the other side. Right over and right over. Try to keep the hips as still as possible so you're really just moving the legs side to side. Head and shoulders relaxed. And land. And a couple more times. One more on each side. And now come back to the center. Land in the center with your feet together. And then you're gonna land up in the corners. So a foot in each top corner, and notice that I turned my legs out. So you're gonna land with the legs turned out. That's it. So like a sumo squat, right there. And then we're gonna alternate. So you're gonna land with your feet together, and then up in the corners turned out. Back in the center together, and out. Let's do a couple more. I want you to see if you can make the jump bigger without hitting the end. And let's do one more here, together, and out. Now just give me some basics. So parallel, hip distance apart, inhale to take off, exhale to land. And let's do 5, big finish here, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come in slowly and controlled. Now just keep one foot on, right in line with your sit bone. Hold on to the other leg. You're gonna press out and stretch, and come back in. So as you press away, you're stretching that leg up. And one more time. Press, and come back in. Let's do that to the other side. Press and reach, and come back in. Press and reach, and come back in. Just guide it with your arms. One more. Exhale, and in. Now, come on up, and just go to one heavy spring. And all you're going to do here is just take your legs and fold them in front of you. You're gonna take one hand on the jump board, and what I want you to do is just side bend. Just reach over, stretch, and then come back up to the center. And do that again, side bend, reach over, stretch, and then come back in. So we're getting that lateral movement of the spine as well. And come back. Let's go to the other side. And we'll do that same thing. So press out, over, and come back. If you're not getting enough range, scoot closer to the jump board end, and come back in. We'll do 2 more. Press and reach. And one more time. Press out, reach, and come back in. All right, now just step off to the side here, and just one spring. I usually use the spring on the same side that I'm working on. We're gonna stretch out the hip flexors and the hamstrings after that jumping. So sink down and just push back. Push with your legs, kind of keep your arms relaxed here, and then come forward and up. We'll do that again. Sink down, press back, stretch, and then forward and up. One more time. Sink, push with your feet, and stretch back, and then forward and up. Let's do that to the other side. I'm gonna change my heavy spring over to this side. Somebody's dreaming. Sink down and press, and forward and up, and press back, and come back in and up. And one more time. Pressing through, just get a good stretch there, reach, and come all the way in and up. And that does it for our beginner jump board workout. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'd love for you to hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel so you get to see when all of our new workouts come out. We also have an intermediate jump board, and when you're comfortable with this one, you might want to move up to that one. Thanks again for joining me. I'm John Garey. If you'd like really long videos, workouts, check out John Garey TV and our app. Thanks again. See you next time.